In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the gatekeeper of this particular program, known here on the internet as the mighty Angel Snub Nub 7. I am your brother, and hopefully your friend, Talik Ibn Ra. I would like to talk just for a few minutes about the American black man and woman's relationship with Caucasian or pink people from the romantic side. There really should be no side, especially romantic. Oh, there he goes again. He's against interracial relationships. No, not really. I'm not against people who really love one another. There are circumstances that has happened between the black man and woman in America and the Caucasian people of this nation that makes one question the credibility and the validity of such romantic connections. There's a lot of missing pieces. What kind of missing pieces are you talking about? We talking about love. You can't help who you love. That's one of the first things that you say is that you can't help who you love. And that's a lie. Because if you couldn't help who you love, then the people that you fall in love with would have one eye, half a booty. The woman would have a full beard. She'll weigh 700 pounds. They would be retarded. Not making mockery that they're retarded. They will be retarded. You pick and choose. And you determine what you want. So if you determine what you want, how are you can't falling in love with somebody? Get out of here. That don't even make any sense to me. But you can say that to idiots. There is an imbalance in these romantic relationships. One of the things that I question is that as far as the black person involved in these interracial relationships, this romantic thing that y'all have with Caucasian people, even though you and I both know our ancestors would not approve of you laying up with the children of their oppressors. So you know, but you don't care. You just got this burning in your loins that you got to quit. I just got to be happy. I don't want to be lonely. So while you're not being lonely, so while you're trying to satisfy your own personal whatever you're looking for, you don't care about the fact that this nation and its children lynch your parents. They sick dogs on our ancestors. Some of them are still living. Well, some of them don't mind if some of our ancestors were stupid. That's the bottom line. Some of them were scared of the oppressor. Some of them think in a manner of insanity because they know they was dealing with a vicious people. And they suffer from what we call post-traumatic slave syndrome when we fall in love, when we defend our abuser. It is a real illness. And some of y'all definitely fit that profile, a victim, a sufferer of post-traumatic slave disorder. But I want to say this very quickly before my time runs out. I have about 9 minutes, so let me make this real quick. It's very funny that the black people we are involved in these interracial relationships because of love. So you get love and you get sex. Oh, you get plenty sex. You get plenty sodomy. Oral sex is not sex, it's sodomy. The only sex is intercourse between the vagina and the penis. Everything else that y'all do, that's what you call sodomy. Now, it's very funny that the Caucasian people will give you plenty of sex. They might even give you a car. They might give you some trinkets, a little house. They might give you a multi-million-dollar basketball contract. Shouts out to LeBron James and the Miami Heat. You want an NBA title that does not mean anything, not even to Caucasians. It's no benefit to nobody except we won some basketball games. It definitely does not help the black community at all. You get plenty of sex, but you get no power. You get no wealth. They are always in control. When your Caucasian lover, if they have money, if you notice, even in these interracial relationships, or if black people are involved, well, of course, if black people are involved, but if they have money, the money does not come into the black community. The money always stays with the Caucasian people. You are never in control or make no laws that govern them. Oh, wait a minute there, buddy. You got President Obama, he's a black guy. He's the leader of the free world, including Caucasian pink people, as you say, fella. Barack Obama is a puppet for Caucasian people, surrounded by a Congress that's basically Caucasian or pink. The judicial system is Caucasian or pink. The media is Caucasian or pink. Barack Obama means nothing. He does not rule or control anything. That's why he cannot get anything done, because he has to listen to these Caucasian and pink people who don't want to do right, have never done right for 400 years, especially when it comes to black people. So they would give you plenty of sex, and they would give you some trinkets, but they will not give you any kind of power. They will not give you any kind of wealth. Being rich is not wealth. Wealth is a lot of assets. Wealth is an accumulation of material things that equal power, but you don't have no power. So you are in a relationship with a Caucasian person, but the Caucasian person comes from a people who are in power, while the lover, the black person who is the sex object, they are still coming from a people who are powerless, regardless if they have money or not. Your words and your opinions don't really mean anything. Talk is cheap, action speaks. You can see that in the world. If you try to debate or argue this point, then it's a losing battle, because we're living it. We see it every day. Then in my conclusion, the Caucasian people give us plenty of sex, sodomy. They give us trinkets. They might give you a hug and a pat on your backside. Some of them still pat you on the head like you're a dog. But you also never see them telling black people to embrace their African self. Learn what Africa is. You never hear them say that. The Caucasian man would never tell his wife, you need to study Africa. The Caucasian woman will never tell her black husband, study Africa. Learn how to love your black self. You can love me, but how can you love me if you don't love black? That's what you are. You are a black person. You are an African. You are a descendant of slaves. Learn your history. Love yourself. And they are not going to tell their spouse, their sodomy lover, their, unfortunately, and this is not disrespectful, but they are in the position of a pet. That's disrespectful. Well, I'm just sorry, because that's what it is. because a pet don't have any power. A pet has no say-so. And that's the position that these people in these interracial relationships have. They have no power. They just something to play with. And they're not going to tell you to love Africa. They're not going to tell you how to learn how to love your black self. Because if you learn how to love your black self, if you learn how to love this melanin that flows through your skin and throughout your body, then you will not love them. Anybody, even a black person, when you begin to love black, then even though black comes in many shades, black is light brown and what y'all call red bone, and black comes in all kinds of colors. But when you begin to love and learn how to love your black self, then that's what you want. So the red bone want her a black man. Because when those babies born, I want those babies to get some color. The light-skinned brothers and sisters, when they learn how to love black, they want to get blacker. They don't want to produce light no more. They want blacker. Light ain't cute no more. Even though we naturally can produce a lighter shade of black, they don't want it because you fall in love with black. And if Caucasian people really love black, a black woman, if a pink person really love a black man or woman, they will also want their children to be black. They want their babies to learn how to love and know their African black self if they was true lovers. And when your Caucasian spouse, when they leave this world, then they will make sure all their assets, all their material things go to the black. All the interracial couples in this country, why doesn't the black community benefit from this if you don't have self-hatred? If the black people involved in interracial relationships, if you really cared, why don't we see this love in the black community? Because your wealth will show up in the black community. But you leave the black community, you leave your people, and go with your Caucasian lover, and you take your money with you. You take your skills with you. You take your talent with you. That's the reason why I have a problem with interracial relationships. You can love who you want to. But the bottom line, there's an imbalance, and there's a whole lot of it is fake. Because if black people learn how to love themselves, you would not want to love a people or the child of a people that enslaved and terrorized your ancestors. It's impossible. Jot down your comments. Thank you for listening. This is your brother Angel Snub 7. This was and is the Reality's Temple on Earth.